What is good, you guys? The Detroit Pistons fall to the Indiana Pacers, 111-95. It's probably gonna be a short video. There wasn't really that many things to say about the game, to be honest. It was quite disappointing. The refs, man, were pretty. They were pretty great. They were letting them play with contact. My boy Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant was getting into the paint. He was getting hit. He was getting down to the floor a lot of times, and he didn't get to the free throw line once. He struggled today a lot. The 3-point shot wasn't really falling for him. The mid-range shot, the fadeaways, all the stuff that we've seen him make in the past just didn't really go down for Grant. No need for concern, and I don't think anyone has a problem with him shooting. At least I don't. I think he needs to keep shooting, keep the confidence up, and yeah, I mean, in these types of games, he usually gets to the free throw line, and that's where he gets his confidence back. But yeah, it was a big struggle for him. But there were a couple bright notes, notably Isaiah Stewart and Josh Jackson. First, Stewart got his first start today. Plumlee was out, and they missed Plumlee, but Isaiah Stewart, the man was a beast. He was like what we wanted Andre Drummond to be. I mean, he shot like 7 for 8 from the field. His highest field goal percentage. He was finishing, he was bringing energy, he was rebounding. My only thing with him was, like, I feel because he's in the starting lineup, he can't be as physical on defense as he was coming off the bench because he has to deal with foul trouble. He only had like 1 foul in the game, if I recall, so he did a pretty good job staying out of foul trouble, but that meant he couldn't be as physical with players like Sabonis, who had his way with them in the second half, so that's kind of tough to see. We got to see how he tries to become a little bit more physical and try to be physical and save up the fouls. You know, he has 6 fouls each game, so it's not like he can't be that physical. But he had a really good game. Josh Jackson, Josh Jackson just is a phenomenal player. Honestly, I don't know why he's not starting yet. He honestly should be starting, but if they like him coming off the bench, it is what it is. I mean, he's bringing that energy. He's driving to the paint, getting to the hole. And I love how aggressive he is when he goes to the rim. I mean, today he was the one that was getting the calls. He was getting a lot of calls, a lot of and ones. And yeah, it was great to see him just get to the rim. No jumpers, no nothing, just pure finishes at the rim. Nice dunk. Yeah, nice dunk in the second quarter. So good for Josh Jackson. He had a great game. And the anticipated debut of Dennis Smith Jr., Dennis Smith, he kind of struggled, he airballed the shot, but I mean, he had 4 points, had a nice jumper, nice layup. I mean, like the announcers were saying, if you watch the game, you know, it's tough on him to expect. It's tough to expect him to do too much. I mean, he hasn't even played a basketball game in a long time. He was getting ready to play down in Orlando before he found out he was traded. He had to go through quarantine. He's still getting adjusted with his teammates, and that's how it is when they trade for players. Expectations are high for the debut, but you gotta let a little bit time pass before we really see what he's made of. But I like what I saw. He's a little bit kind of lost on defense. Defense was kind of a struggle for him, but he'll get better at it. And I'm excited to see what he can do. Tomorrow is another chance against the Celtics. We can see if he gets a little bit more comfortable, but I'd say it'd probably take a while for him. One last thing, Blake Griffin did play a good game. My man's Blake, though, he's gotta stop. He's gotta stop shooting them threes, man. He's just gotta go straight to the basket, back to the basket like he used to do. Like, the 3-point shot's not there for him. He's getting way too many minutes, in my opinion. I think he should only be getting 20 to 24 minutes, but if he's gonna get minutes, you know, might as well just be productive with it. He's gonna be kind of lazy on defense at times, but yeah, if he could stop shooting the threes, because I don't think that's his game. His 3-point shots, I know he wants it to be his game, but the 3-point shot's not falling. So he's got to go to the paint. Sekou and Sadiq actually had some pretty good games. Sekou, nice dunk, was driving. Sadiq was shooting threes, doing his thing, but nothing too noticeable. Overall, pretty fun game in the first half. Second half was just absolutely boring. But yeah, that wraps up this recap. It's a pretty short one. Yeah, Pistons fall to the Pacers, and tomorrow we play the Celtics at 8 p.m. As you already know, we'll be back with the recap. Hopefully, I'll have a longer recap, more stuff to talk about. But in the meantime, peace, guys. Have a great night, and see y'all tomorrow.